Why do we want sex? The short, unexpected answer is because we desire inner peace. How does that work? I tell you in this video. Hi, I am Miriam. I'm a holistic sex coach and psychologist and founder of the Multi-Orgasmic Method. It is my mission to support people in integrating love and sexuality so that they can live more of the potential of their body and experience deeply fulfilling relationships, including the one with themselves. Why do we want sex? A lot of people have this deep longing for connection, union, and a lot of sexual desire. Sometimes when they have really access to that sexual desire, it can feel so big and you feel you need someone else to fulfill it. There's so much that we project on sexuality, and to actually get there, to actually experience that kind of union that we long for, that is the same journey as to inner peace. I tell you how that works. Let's say there are two approaches to curiosity towards sexuality. One, it comes from sexual desire. There is this longing inside of us. For a lot of men, there's this longing for also a release of sexual desire because it can be so overwhelming. And it's also what they have been taught in general when they were young. Like, you ejaculate and you release your sexual energy, and you can do it by yourself, but you can also do it with another person. This sounds a little bit funny, a little bit pale, but it's actually how a lot of people experience, especially a lot of boys, a lot of men experience sexuality. But also there is somehow this longing for union, for relationship, for connection. Anyway, to be able to go from sexual desire to sexual fulfillment, you need to connect this sexual desire to the heart and to the soul, spirit, mind. And there's also no one who can fulfill that sexual desire really. It's something you have to also, as many people say, but this cliche is somehow a little bit true, you have to fulfill that at least a little bit yourself. You have to have a connection to self-love. You have to have a connection to the divine to be able to share that with another person. And then, indeed, 1 + 1 can become 3. But for this, you need to integrate the sexual desire, integrate the sexual energy. The second way to go towards sexual fulfillment is from a longing to connection. There's this longing to deeply connect with another person, to melt with another person, to share the life with another person. This is what often a lot of women experience. And sometimes the access to sexual energy, to sexuality, to sexual desire, libido, feels a little bit further away. But to experience this sexual fulfillment, deep union with another person, you need to be able to receive the sex of this other person. And for this, you need to awaken the sexual energy, to release the shame of being a sexual person, to really embrace it as a part of our human nature. Do not be afraid of it either, because yes, it's a strong energy. It is the art, again, to integrate it then with the heart and with the soul, spirit, mind. Because also here, to experience union with another person, you need to be able to feel that sex that love, that connection to the divine yourself. A lot of people long for union, for this 1 + 1 is 3. And it is all there around us. Universal love, the divine. Even sexual life force energy is everywhere in our body. I shared this before, like you laugh, your pelvic floor contracts. What happens is sexual energy is being pumped up the spine. It's joy, it's life force energy. When it comes a little bit more sexual, there is this collective trauma, I would say worldwide, that prevents us from understanding how to awaken and use it in this way that brings us this inner peace and union. As I mentioned before, you need to have this connection to your sex, to your heart, to the divine. And why we want sex? Because it leads us to inner peace. For this, we need to sometimes also shed layers of stagnated energy, of personal trauma, generational trauma, collective trauma that prevents us from feeling that self-love or universal love, that prevents us from experiencing this connection to the divine, and most of all also that prevents us from feeling our sex, embracing our sex. For example, I experienced sex when I was a teenager and it was okay, but I knew there was more. In my 20s, I was in a relationship and I continued to experience pain during sex, and I was like, I know that there is more. I read it in this book from Osho in my teens, but why don't I experience this? I am a spiritual person. But it was because my sex was not truly open, not awakened. And also to open my heart deeper to the masculine was something that needed to happen before I could really receive the gift of the masculine penetration. For example, I had fears that many people have around sexuality. Like when I really embody my sexual energy, when I'm really this wild woman, I will be too much. I will be judged. I had many unconscious fears towards the masculine that I actually desired to receive so much. And those fears, those projections, this resentment towards the masculine prevented me from opening my heart and opening my sex towards my partner, lover, at that moment. I didn't really share my needs, desires, and boundaries enough. I didn't know my body enough to really share what I needed and desired. Also, I was really afraid to actually really be in love with a man that I really resonated with, because obviously when you are in a relationship with a person that you really resonate with, you touch each other so deeply, like in sex, in heart, and in soul, spirit, mind. So I was really scared to be so seen by another person. And these were things bit by bit I worked on, and I am still working on, to be able to receive another person, but also to receive love and to receive God. Exactly. And also embrace my inner masculine and penetrate sex, love, and the divine. So, why do we want sex? Because this union, either through self-love or with another person, making love with another person, brings us a deep fulfillment It brings us a deep connection to love, to the divine, and that is what most people actually long for. I believe that when people are really able to experience this, their desire to compensate or overcompensate in overconsumption, in conquering something or someone else, will cease, because there is this deep inner peace and fulfillment that comes from integrating our sex, from feeling self-love and love, and this connection to the divine. And sex, conscious neo-tantric masturbation or making love with a partner, can really support that kind of union, connection that we are looking for. The first step to experience more of this, what I also call multi-orgasmic potential of the human body, I have created a free mini course for this, where you can experience already how to breathe the life force, sexual life force energy through your whole body. I have an online course starting for men and also for women again, where you really learn all the ins and outs of how to open your sex, connected to the heart, connected to divine, and feel that ecstasy, but also embracing like what is there in your body at the moment. If you like this video, please like it, subscribe to this channel, and I'm curious, when you really feel into yourself, what brought you to click this video? Why do you feel you desire a form of sexual fulfillment? Share a view there and inspire other people with that, because I know you read the comments, and this is how we create a little bit of a communitarian exchange. Okay, see you in the next video.